Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah Kadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, mercy, and blessings unto the hopeful elect. The Israelites of the Bible are the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And the title for this lesson will be, God Only Loves Israel. Now, if we go to the book of Psalms, chapter 47, verse 1. Oh, clap your hands, all ye people. Shout unto Yahweh with the voice of triumph. For the Adonai Yahweh Most High is terrible. He is a great king over all the earth. He shall subdue the people under us, and the nations under our feet. He shall choose our inheritance for us, the excellency of Jacob, who he loved. Selah. So right here, David's talking about how the Most High was going to subdue the people under the Israelites and the nations under our feet. If we go to the book of Romans chapter 9, verse 13 in the New Testament, like the Christian says that God doesn't hate. If you go to the book of Romans chapter 9, verse 13, it talks about that he does hate and who he loves too. It's the book of Romans chapter 9, verse 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. And this is in the New Testament. Now, who is Jacob? Jacob was the son of Isaac, and Isaac is the son of Abraham. That was the covenant that the Most High Yahweh made with. Now, if we go to the book of Genesis, chapter 35, verse 10, it talks about how Jacob's name was changed to Israel. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 35, verse 10. And Yahweh said unto him, Thy name is Jacob. Thy name shall not be called any more Jacob, but Israel shall be thy name. And he called his name Israel. Verse 11. And Yahweh said unto him, I am Yahweh Almighty. Be fruitful and multiply. Which he did. He had 12 sons, who are the 12 tribes of Israel. A nation and a company of nations shall be of thee, and kings shall come out of thy loins. Now, who are those 12 sons? Well, we start with the southern tribe, which will be Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. And then you have the northern tribe, which is Ephraim, Manasseh, Simeon, Zebulun, Gad, Reuben, Asher, Issachar, and Naphtali. Also in the book of John, chapter 4, verse 22, it talks about who is salvation for. This is the book of John, chapter 4, verse 22. And it says, Ye worship ye not know what? We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews. Also in the book of John, chapter 11, verse 51, a high priest talks about how Yahushai was going to die for that nation, which was prophesied that was going to happen. This is the book of John, chapter 11, verse 51. And this spake he not of himself, but being high priest that year, he prophesied that Yahushai should die for that nation. Who's Yahushai is who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. If you go to the book of Matthew, chapter 1, verse 21, it also reads how he was going to come and save his people from their sins. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 1, verse 21. And she shall bring forth a son. Who's that she? Is his mom, Mary. And she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Yahushai, for he shall save his people from their sins. And from what tribe did Yahushai came from? Well, if you go to the book of Hebrews, chapter 7, verse 14, it tells you what tribe, which was from the southern tribe, and it was the tribe of Judah. This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 7, verse 14. For it is evident that our Adonai Yahushai sprang out of Judah, of which tribe Moses spake nothing concerning priesthood. So out of what tribe did Yahushai came out of? It was out of the tribe of Judah. Even in the book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 14, it talks about how Yahushai looks. It's the book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow. How does woolly hair look like? Look at a sheep. Who has woolly hair? So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Some of them. Some do. I mean, some Hispanics and Native Americans do have, woolly hair, but most of them is so-called black people, which are the tribe of Judah. It's the book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burn in a furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters. How does the fine brass look? Well, if you look at a penny, that's how brass looks. And if you burn it, what color would it turn? It would turn dark. And his voice as the sound of many waters. So that means he had a deep voice. If you also go to the book of Revelation, chapter 21, it talks about the new kingdom and the gates. For who is it for? This is the book of Revelation, chapter 21, verse 12. And had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates, and at the gates 12 angels, and names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. So if salvation and is for everybody, then where's the names of the other tribes of the other world, of the other nations? It only talks about the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. We go to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. Talks about how Yahweh chose the children of Israel and how they're special to him. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art a holy people unto the Adonai thy Yahweh. The Adonai thy Yahweh has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself. So we're really special to the Most High Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. And it says, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. So even though the Most High Yahweh created all these other nations, he has one specific nation that he loves, and they're a treasure to him, and they're above all the people of the earth, and that is the nation of Israel. If you go to Deuteronomy chapter 28, it talks about it also too. If we were to listen to the voice of the Most High by listening, following his law, statutes, and commandments. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 1. And it should come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Adonai thy Yahweh, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Adonai thy Yahweh will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. So if we were to listen to the Most High's voice by following his law, statute, commandments, we would have been set up high above all nations. But since we are foreign fathers and we went off, instead of being the head, we became the tail. We go to the book of Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 15. It'll tell you who are the fathers that he loved, that made that covenant. This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 15. Only the Adonai Yahweh had a delight in thy fathers. Who are the fathers? That was Abraham. Abraham had two sons, which was Ishmael and Isaac. He chose Isaac. Isaac had two sons also, Esau and Jacob. Who got the covenant? Jacob. Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 15. Only the Adonai Yahweh had a delight in thy fathers, to love them. He loves us. And he chose their seed after them, even you, above all people, as it is this day. So to this day, we go to the book of Exodus chapter 3, verse 6. It tells you who our fathers be. This is the book of Exodus chapter 3, verse 6. Moreover, and this is the Most High talking to Moses. Exodus chapter 3, verse 6. Moreover, he said, I am the Yahweh of thy father, the Yahweh of Abraham, the Yahweh of Isaac, and the Yahweh of Jacob. And Moses hid his face, for he was afraid to look upon Yahweh. If you also go to the book of Matthew, Yahweh also talks about it. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 22, Verse 31. But as touching the resurrection of the dead, have ye not read that which was spoken unto you by Yahweh, saying, I am the Yahweh of Abraham, and the Yahweh of Isaac, and the Yahweh of Jacob. Yahweh is not the Yahweh of the dead, but of the living. You can also go to the book of Acts, chapter 3, verse 13, when it's Peter talking about it also, telling you who the Yahweh is and for who were our foreign fathers. It's the book of Acts, chapter 3, verse 13. The Yahweh of Abraham and of Isaac and of Jacob, the Yahweh of our fathers, had glorified his son Yahweh Shai, who ye deliver up and deny him in the presence of Pilate, when he was determined to let him go. Now, if you go to the book of 2nd Ezra, because I know people are going to be talking about, God created everybody. Yeah, he did. If you go to the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 2, verse, this is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6. I like for that. 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 56. This is what he says about the other nations. We'll start it off at 54. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 54. And after these, Adam also, who thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all. So all these nations come out of Adam's loins. And the people also who thou hast chosen. Who was those people that he's chosen? The Israelites. All this have I spoken before thee, O Adawan Yahweh, because thou madest the world for our sakes. Here's the main point. Verse 56. As for the other people, which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and hast likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. So it's like pretend that you're carrying a 5-gallon jug of water, and a little bit of water comes out. It's like nothing. Now if you go to Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 9, it tells you his people, also, which we already know is the Israelites. This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 9. For the Adawan Yahweh's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. So who's his portion? Is Jacob. It's part of his inheritance. He's the one is his treasure. Also in the book of Sirach, chapter 17, it tells you how he divided the nations and set up rulers for each nation. And who is the ruler of Israel? I will tell you who it is. This is the book Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, and the Apocrypha, chapter 17, verse 17. For in the divisions of the nations of the whole earth, he set a ruler over every people. So every nation of the whole earth had their own ruler. But Israel is the Adawan Yahweh's portion. So who is the ruler of Israel? It's Yahweh. If we go to Psalms chapter 33, it also talks about it. David speaks about it. It's the book of Psalms chapter 33, verse 12. Blessed is the nations who Yahweh is the Adawan, and the people who he had chosen for his own inheritance. So we're blessed to be the Adawan Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai people. He has chosen us from all these other nations that he created. We are his special treasure to him, and we're blessed for that. If we go to Psalms 147, verse 19, it talks about who he also showed his law, statutes, and commandments, and to that person, to that nation only. This is the book of Psalms 147, verse 19. He showed his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgment unto Israel. Verse 20. He had not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Adawan Yahweh. So even though if these heathens or these Gentiles try to read the word of the Most High, they will not know him. They will read his word and they wouldn't understand, because the Most High gave that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to his people. And right now, not all of our people know this knowledge, wisdom, understanding, because it's only the elect, which is 144,000 man out of 12,000 out of the 12 tribes, 12,000 per each tribe. And with that, hopefully this lesson was edified. And I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakakadash. Shalom.